Hey, folks, Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in. Today, you have the FPP Motion Trust here. Today, we're going to be talking about motion picture film, special episode. Oh, wait, who was this? Mark O'Brien?
It might be the O'Brien.
Hey, MFO. Oh, it's open. Is he here? Hey. You're welcome to sit. You're welcome to hang out on the couch. You do whatever you want. Right. No snickering, though.
Dreams are your ticket.
Okay. Mark O'Brien's here, but he's not going to participate because it doesn't shoot motion.
Boo.
I've offered, but he said no, thank you.
He said never. I said never too.
It's true.
Mark, you never ever shot movie
I
film?
have.
Oh, okay.
But he'll never.
In middle school, I shot with a Kodak Brownie movie camera.
Yeah.
Wow.
For Earth Day. 1860. What year was it?
It was the first Earth Day.
1969. Well, Earth Day, that was what? 1970, right?
Yeah.
About right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So on today's show, we're going to, Film Photography Project offers a motion picture film develop scan
For better or for worse.
department, and it's been going for 5 years now.
Wow.
For folks who shoot movie film, who have used the FPP or thinking about using the FPP, we're going to try to demystify it and give you the step-by-step of what happens with that and other options, because I'm fully transparent and, willing to give other options. Where if you want to bring your movie film somewhere else, great, I'll tell you where to bring it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you our strengths and weaknesses. Mat Marrash just shot would you call it pro or semi-pro?
I would say semi-pro because I haven't updated the website with it yet. But yeah, semi-pro.
Matt just shot a wedding on 16 millimeter, and I think this might be of interest to folks who are actually thinking about hey, how could I at least make some money to
stem the bleeding.
Make some money to help pay for my motion picture hobby.
Yeah. Yep.
And then of course the Super 8. Talk a little bit about Super 8.
Super 8!
Yes, talk a little bit about Super 8.
Mike's, I can see him sweating already. He doesn't want to talk about Super 8.
Super 8's the most popular format.
It's not even close.
I started my my movie film hobby shooting Super 8 because it was a hand-me-down. And then
I got forced
into shooting a feature film on Super 8.
Yep.
And now here we have at the FPP, tons of people shooting Super 8. It's the most popular format.
That's the basement, right?
The basement.
Okay, it was the Super 8.
The basement has been rescanned in 4K, color graded properly for the first time, and it's going to be out on Blu-ray on TerraVision
And what
label.
stock was that shot on?
That was shot on Ektachrome and Kodachrome, and it was shot in 200-foot magazines that snapped into your camera.
Yeah,
Super 8.
Which cameras did that?
Well, I borrowed J.R. Bookwalter's Chinon camera.
Okay, yeah, because that doesn't sound like there was too many U.S. cameras that did that.
There were professional and news cameras that took the magazines.
Oh,
yeah.
And
interesting.
the 200-foot cartridge was literally a Super 8 cartridge on the bottom, and on the top was like a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, the ears. Yeah.
Ears. And it was remarkable, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was Ektachrome 160?
Yes.
Nice and brown.
Yeah, Ektachrome and some Kodachrome the film was shot in 1989.
Wow.
And I can already, so I've seen the basement, so I already know, but just knowing the time frame, what that color palette was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny when you see folks that are shooting digital, they want that look.
Yeah.
And it's just look up the stock, because there was only 3 stocks at the time that people shot, and this is what they look like. And generally, if it was sci-fi and it had minimal lighting budget, it's going to look very similar.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. Okay.
Yeah, on a company called TerraVision is putting it out.
Nice.
So that's right. And also on that disc will be myself, John Fideli, Tim O'Raw, all of our 16 millimeter shorts student films.
Oh, that's worth
How
it
much?
then.
Oh, I don't know. It's probably going to be between $20 and $30.
Okay.
So
Will it stream at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
it's got to have to. Yeah.
And I'm working with Paige Davis, and I'm talking to my friend Chris LaMartina. He's a Baltimore filmmaker, of hiring a horror host to do wraparounds for the short
premiere?
films.
Oh, okay.
So that I could, because you can't stream short films.
No.
But you could stream an anthology feature film.
Oh, that's a great way to do it then. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we could string those
Is Vincent
together.
Pricey available? Or?
No.
From Beyond.
So that's what's happening. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You know, I really appreciate what Kodak has done for me, putting together a whole kit and caboodle of movie stuff called the Kodak Fun Saver Movie Outfit. Why, I can just slip it under the tree. It's got a Kodak XL10 movie camera you can use indoors or out without movie lights. And there's a Kodak Instamatic M10 movie projector and everything you need for taking and showing movies. Whether folks are going off on a vacation or want to save those growing-up days of the kids, there's just nothing they won't find in the Kodak Fun Saver Movie Outfit for taking and showing movies.
Hey, we're back. The reason FPP offers film development scan is because I wanted to make a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not an ad. This is not sponsored. This is just, hey, if you're going to shoot movie film, you want to go somewhere and get it developed. And there are lots of options. So the big option that I used before FPP was doing this was Pro 8.
Yes.
That's on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to disagree with you. I don't think there's a lot of options.
No, there are not a lot of. I'm not saying there are a lot of options. I'm saying there are some options.
Oh, there are some. Sorry, I thought you said a lot of options.
No, there are not a lot of options.
No.
Yeah, there really is.
It's like 4 places in the
Yeah,
US?
I mean, really.
But if you get into traditional laboratories,
very few.
Spectrafilm and Video, Color Lab,
There's one up in Boston.
yeah, even I don't know if
Kodak Atlanta.
Kodak Atlanta, but then you get into like a la carte of
Yeah.
Kodak Atlanta. I think might be Super 8 only.
I have
They
no
might
idea.
do 16.
Yeah.
I know they don't do the big stuff, but yeah.
But
And is that the only Kodak lab then that
No.
does motion?
No, it was New York.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but they're not as
Consumer friendly.
customer facing
Yeah.
as Atlanta is, because they're fostering a younger audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, the biggest I think concern for folks is turnaround time for everybody.
Everyone wants to know.
Everybody wants it fast, and I don't recall what the turnaround time for Pro 8 when I was using them was. It was still a few weeks.
Yeah. I think the last when I did one through them when I worked at Midwest Photo because we carried them.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's this thing in the shrink wrap?" And we had a camera that we wanted to test, and I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks.
But the conversation is almost similar to what Trev Lee was saying on a previous episode regarding still photography and film, which is like to kind of wrap your head around how it
What
works.
goes on?
Like
Yeah.
what goes on from the minute your film gets mailed to it being received at the post office.
Okay.
And you have different types of film. You have Ektachrome, which is E6 processing. It gives you a color positive image.
Mm-hmm.
You have color negative film, which is its own process. You have
Black and white.
black and white
Mhm.
negative, which is its own process. You have black and white reversal, which is a positive image. That is its own process. There's 4 different processes. So when you throw all different films into a bag and send it to FPP with your order,
They go to different places too sometimes.
it's a different path.
Yeah.
And that path has different times.
There's almost no way it's all going to be at the same time.
Right.
No. So from the moment your film hits FPP, goes in a bin, comes to me, I check it in, and I have to assign a tag number to each piece of film, sort it out by which lab it's going to.
Yeah, because let's be clear, FPP is not a lab, right?
Not a lab.
Right. You're sending the film out to the lab,
That's correct.
and then
Kind
kind of the reason a lot of people come to the FPP is really for the scan,
absolutely.
Yes.
which
Yeah.
comes after it comes back from the lab.
Yeah. I mean, for fast service, if your film's already developed, our service is within
3-4 days, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the fact that it has to go out to a lab, now that's the time suck as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Because each lab is a different process.
And different schedules. Yeah.
Each lab has its own schedule and their own turnaround time.
Yep.
So that's adding essentially weeks
Mm-hmm.
because I'm also batching it. So if it's the middle of the month, I'm batching film to go to the lab on the first of the month.
Important for folks who don't know about what the lab experience is like for movie film. It's very similar to like a big lab doing still film. They don't just take your roll and go in the back and then process it.
Nope.
They have to process it in a batch. That adds to the time too. Some labs only do certain processes during certain days of the week, so depending on what
Yeah, to make sure they hit a minimum to run through the
it
machine.
because when you're sending, like, for example, your Super 8 film, they extract it from the cartridge, and it goes on a big master roll with everybody else's Super 8 film.
because 58 feet of film is nothing for these machines. It's spliced together on all these different orders.
Yep.
So there's so many different little steps that it has to go through, and it has to be a certain amount, unless you're talking the bigger stocks where, a few miles of film is coming in.
Yeah.
And the fact that labs are processing double 8 film, which is 16 millimeter in width, but it's only 25 feet. Right. So each 25-foot roll of double 8 film is received by FPP, prepped, put on a film core, put in a light tight package, tagged, sent to the lab. So the lab is getting 60 rolls of double 8 film, each on an individual core. Mm-hmm. So it's even an effort for them, and it's not like a 400-foot roll of film where they're charging by the foot, but think of the manpower to
put into that,
to put each 25-foot, splice each one together, and so it's a miracle
that any of it works.
It's a miracle that any of these services exist in 2025. So I'm thankful that it still does, and I really do that the labs that FPP uses kind of also wants to keep these formats alive. And
you have
supportive,
to a certain degree. Yeah.
Supportive. So, and that's the hard part. Once the film comes back from the lab, then it goes to our scan department. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially what we do in-house and what we shine at.
Yeah, it's the hallmark part of the service. Yeah, for sure.
And why is that? Is that because of your our colorist?
Absolutely.
Really? That he's the piece of gold.
Well,
right?
It's the hardware.
Laser graphics.
Laser graphics scan station, as well as we also invested in. So it's not just like, we have DaVinci Resolve. Well, I'll do that at home.
No,
well, wait a minute.
It's a giant workstation with the real editing deck.
It's in a room.
The true colorist.
Room with with fans and crap.
Yes,
I mean, it's
huge.
It's
huge. And currently, Dave Northrup, who has 30+ years experience color grading.
He's seen it all.
And I really will argue. I mean, I get it that obviously the equipment is important, but what he does is an art.
Absolutely.
And it takes a lifetime to learn what he can do.
And does it quickly with so many different films and different skill levels. Yeah.
Dave is such an artist that he's not allowing any piece of film to go out unless it's the best it can be.
Yep.
Yeah. And the other thing that you guys offer that you don't even mention is you clean this stuff before it runs through the scanner.
Oh, very
Some
important.
Services don't do that. Yeah.
These Kodak stocks, especially the really fresh ones, when they come off the line, they are static and dust magnets.
Absolutely.
Everything just right to it. And you run it through a really nice ultrasonic cleaner.
On the scanner, the film, the negative film especially, is picking up dust as it's on the scanner. Just literally a negative.
Yeah.
So we're scanning with a microfiber cloth to lose any dirt. So take the dirt out of any of your, especially color negative.
Yeah.
And it's very apparent because if we didn't use this method,
you just see it every few frames. Yeah.
And it's just time consuming, and it's just that extra care that we put into it.
But it looks so incredibly good.
It does. The people listening who shoot movie film, you need to weigh, I guess, what
are you looking for?
Yeah. What is important to you? Because you can find faster service elsewhere.
Yeah. And it will look like it too.
I don't know if you can find cheaper. It's all about the same.
Honestly, it's gotten to the point where you're judging price isn't as big probably as turnaround time and quality. Yeah.
Especially in the scan, if that's what
because the price is all about the same. Yeah.
And for folks shooting weddings especially on Super 8, I understand they need turnaround time, but
but if you can understand that workflow ahead of time and communicate it to your customer, get the right customer. So I'm not going to want to offer this to every person.
What are the pitfalls that are going to make this experience longer for the customer?
Oh, yes. All of the not following the directions and at the FPP,
that's the end of the segment.
On the order page, it says your steps. These are steps you need to take. And then it says FPP steps, the steps that we take to deliver a finished file to you. The number one is each piece of film comes with a mandatory film form that you fill out.
I have to homework?
Yes.
You have to write.
So
don't know how to write.
because we explained that there are 4 different types of development processes, you don't need to know what the development process is, but you do need to either keep the film in the box it came in.
Oh, or say what they are.
Or write exactly what that box said.
Okay.
8mm black and white reversal. Oh, okay.
It is straightforward. You'd be surprised how many people don't do it.
Well, and I'm not knocking the customer because most people don't understand the difference between negative and reversal film. Mm-hmm. So they don't understand that it's a different process and don't understand that they need to write that. But someone just sends me their film form and says 8mm black and white, that stops me dead in my track.
Yep.
Because there's 2 processes.
I have to stop, email the customer, put that order on the side, be like, what type of film is this specifically? Black and white negative or black and white reversal? And that's on the easy side of things.
I don't think we're selling O'Brien on this.
No. On the like their customers who send multiple orders in at the same time with their film forms, but the film's not labeled. So in a bag, there'll be 4 different types of film, not labeled, which means everything literally stops dead. So
right. So for folks who aren't into movie film, you should know that unless it's something like Super 8, which comes in its own cartridge,
a labeled cartridge,
labeled. Most like
real films,
and 16 millimeter is going to come in a can that has no label. And unlike in the old days when Kodak used to punch the tail of the film with the film emulsion, they don't do that anymore. So if it's a blank can and it has no label, we have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I have to get up, go to the dark room, and literally feel the emulsions with my finger.
Oh my God!
Because black and white reversal is easy. This is reversal. Oh, okay. Or I have to clip a little piece off.
They also taste different.
Yeah,
that's right. Just give a little lick.
So look, these are the facts. This is what's going on, and this is why the whole process takes so long, because every moment of your film, from delivering it to us checking it in, laboratory, prep for scan, output a file. I mean, think about all that's really going on here.
It's no, like when I was a kid shooting Super 8 in the early 2000s, it was about the same turnaround time for a mail-in lab. I mean, of course, they weren't scanning back then, but I wouldn't see my film for a month. Yeah. But that, I don't know. To me, in my opinion, that was the joy of it.
Yeah.
Waiting for that film to come in the mail. What's it going to be? And,
I mean, by far the easiest thing to do if you're into projection, which Owen is, and Matt to a degree, is if you just send your film directly to the lab. If you own a projector, that's going to be fairly quick. You get your film back, and
that's it.
Then that's it. You're done. You could either cut it, edit it with a splicer, or then you could send your film to the FPP, and that'll be lightning fast.
Right, 3 to 5 days.
Yep.
Right. Or, and if you want to be lightning fast, you process your own film.
Yes, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, and by then you will very much respect what happens in a commercial lab.
But I've been processing my own movie film for years now, and it's like, it's amazing. I can shoot a movie, a film in the middle of the day, and then at night I'm watching it on my projector.
Yeah,
it's like, it's so satisfying.
But everyone's kind of doing it for the love of it. I mean, we're all just in love with film, and especially cinema, and we're here to help. If you're just a digital shooter and you're going into it blindly, you're flying into like a blizzard, in the sense that if you need to follow the proper steps, and the Film Photography Project has done everything humanly possible to help you, including every roll of film that goes out. There's a little sticker that you take it and you stick it on the side of your camera.
Yep.
If you don't want to use a light meter and you're using Cine 8 black and white 40, I'm going outside.
It's a good reference.
F16. That's it. You're done. Shoot your movie. Before you shoot anything semi-professional, as Matt, you've experienced, I'm going to talk about in a second, it's so important to do that test.
You got to test the living crap out of stuff. And that's the thing. It's like there's so many choices out there. We're just describing what goes into this aesthetic choice.
I mean, my friend J.R. Bookwalter from Akron, Ohio, he had a
Rubber City.
He screened his most recent feature, science fiction film, and I went to see it. And
Bing.
I went to see it, and I was sitting there, and I was just congratulating him. And I said, "This is amazing." He shot the whole thing on his iPhone.
Wow.
So, and I'm like, okay, this is it. This is filmmaking. He did it. He made a feature film. And I'm thinking, motion picture film isn't for everyone.
No.
I mean, at this point in time, it's an art. It's art.
Yeah,
You're doing an art project.
You're very deliberately doing it on film.
And if you could skew that and master that art, even if you could get a picture that's in focus on a negative film, that can be graded to a point that it's acceptable for a client, for a music video, for whatever you want
easily
to do.
Yeah.
All the stuff we're talking about, there is, I see the light at the end of the tunnel because, I mean, since Matt picked up movie camera, I'm like, how's Matt going to take this and make money with it? Mm-hmm. I mean, look, we're all...
You and Laura wanted to know.
Yeah, like you could make money with it.
You can.
There's corporate applications. There's music applications.
They're not as patient, Mike. Corporate?
Yeah.
Weddings hot.
Weddings is fine, but like actual corporate, like a commercial, like there. I have seen a few. Like there was a J. Crew ad recently. I don't think it was actually 16, but man, they really went hard because they added the frames, they added some jitter, and the grain. Like I was like that. That was probably the closest looking.
Is the door still open? You left the door open, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right. But the look is in right now.
Oh yeah.
So people are looking for
it's
it.
The 90s, man. The 90s are coming back.
But it's a weird hybrid too, of
the baggy
of styles.
pants now?
Yeah, the Junkos are back. Yeah.
You can't no more skinny jeans.
And now have you researched weddings shot on 16, and are people mixing media, or is it just sticking to?
I feel like
the highlight reels too, right?
They're highlight reels essentially. There's not as much on 16. It's just like we mentioned earlier. It's absolutely Super 8. Super 8 is ubiquitous. It is. Sometimes I'll do those Google analytics on YouTube. Super 8 is searched 20 times more than any other motion picture format.
That makes sense.
So it's definitely Super 8 that kind of rules the world in that. And it's from that initial perception of convenience. Oh, just slap in the cartridge. Right. Maybe not focus it. Maybe not zoom.
Maybe not put that CDS cell battery in.
Yeah. So like there are potential pitfalls within those cameras, but the allure of convenience and the noticeable initial lower sticker price is what I think gets so many people into it. Because even when I was at Midwest Photo, which now cannot keep motion picture film in stock, I bought their last...
It's amazing.
Yeah, they said colleges are scooping them up again because college programs are buying up fleets of Super 8s.
Living in Cleveland, Dodd Camera was where I would always get a lot of my film when I was younger.
Yeah.
Especially because they had a discount for students. And I remember every time I go in, like, you guys ever going to carry movie film? No, nobody wants that. And now, like, I don't know if they actually. I think they might carry movie film now, but before it was like I was like the only person that was they're like nobody comes here asking for movie film.
It's amazing how quickly it's just kind of cropped back up. But yeah, the lower initial sticker price of just the cartridge itself, combined with the camera that you can pick up a pretty competent one untested for $100 or $200, you're like, okay, I can get into this. So,
and cheapest Super 8 cartridge right now is what, 50D?
Yeah.
You say cheapest? Yeah. About $45 retail.
Yeah.
No. Tri-X is 37.
Yeah, black and white is a tiny bit cheaper.
Okay.
So cheapest cartridge would either be Tri-X or like 50D. I think it's
the Vision Color Super 8 films, they're all the same price.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
16, it's the same way. Yeah. Okay. Ectochrome used to be cheaper, but now I think
it's higher.
It's higher now. Yeah.
It's over $50.
When I was shooting in 2002, Kodachrome was $14.99 a cartridge.
But even then, that's
a
lot.
Of money.
Yeah, because how much was stills film? It was a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Which explains, like, when I was a kid shooting, I shot once a year on Super 8 when my family went on vacation and my little short films. And I'm like, why didn't I shoot more? Why didn't I shoot more? Why didn't I shoot more? Because I couldn't deliver enough newspapers
to pay.
To pay.
Yeah.
Because it was even, you're right. It was even expensive back then.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's why people wanted video. It was way more economical.
Oh, yeah.
So folks listening, Mat Marrash, he invested in some 16 millimeter gear, an Aeroflex S.
Tested it, Area S, tested it. From the test, I knew that I needed to get it CLA'd.
What is CLA?
Clean Lubricate Adjust. So I sent it up the road I sent it to Do All Camera, which they actually have a full service on there where they clean and lubricate all the motors because Aries take two different types of like grease and oil for the turret and the film advance. They not only do the CLA, if you give them the turret with 3 lenses, they'll collimate the lenses.
Oh, okay.
So they'll make sure the ground glass is accurate and that the lens is actually accurate when you're focusing it, because the whole door, the thing you're moving the most on that camera, has the ground glass in it. So it's very easy to damage your camera and not know focus. So they did that, and they converted it to 4-pin XLR 12 volt, all for I think $600.
Yeah,
which
that's
I know
great.
that sounds like a lot.
It's a lot of labor though.
But when I talked to one of the brothers Gall, so Jeff Gall, he, I was like, so how long does this last? It's like, well, how old was the camera when you got it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as you run film through it, it's German machinery.
Right.
Run it constantly. Don't run it too hard when it's empty, and don't let it get too cold, and you're going to have a good time.
That is, by the way, top tip. Never run a camera high speed without film.
No, because it will harm the mechanism.
Absolutely. And I see people on YouTube or like eBay test,
They'll show you the high speed. It's
I'm like,
done.
oh no, don't do that. So never run your motion picture camera on high speed without filming.
And this is for cameras that can vary the frame rates.
Right.
So on Super 8s, that's don't go to the 36 or whatever, or higher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then on this area, it was like 60. Like, don't do that.
Quick detour.
Yeah.
Movie film customers shooting 8 film, and I mean 8. To me, it's mini 16 because the cameras are manual.
Same principles, though.
Same principles.
Yes.
And this customer telling me that, asked me a lot of questions, which is great, and saying, hey, when I shoot my reel, I plan on shooting different film rates. That's, you have on the side of your camera.
Frame rates, yeah.
Frame rates that you could run it at 16 frames per second, 18 frames per second, 24 frames per second, 12 frames per second.
Yeah.
And I told him straight up, I'm like, run at one film speed. And I'm saying that because customers are adjusting the film rate mid-roll, not like just experimenting, not grasping of what it's there for and why.
Oh,
and
just to do it. Yeah.
It's just...
And it does, because it's not just about that it's going to change your speed. It changes your exposure.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
People don't realize that. Like, what's 16 frames per second? 1/30th, right?
Yeah.
What's 24?
1/50th.
1/48th.
1/48th, yeah.
So, you can't just change the speed and not compensate your exposure.
But also your little Yashica, your little Keystone K8, these cameras are ancient.
They're old. They really can't handle that.
So if you're going to crank that to 64 frames per second, no, it's literally going to be like...
It might go once
it's
and then
going to
click.
go boing. You're going to hear like a Hanna-Barbera sound effect.
Yeah, because that giant spring motor is going to just stop.
Yeah, just don't... And I just tell people straight up, I don't care how it comes across. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. I'm like, don't. Run one film rate in your camera.
Mm-hmm.
And don't vary with that. There's
Plus-
nothing to experiment with.
No, plus if you
people are
run it
experimenting with everything that they shouldn't be
I
experimenting
think,
with.
you should be sticking to either 16 or
24.
That's
Yeah.
it. I mean,
And when you run it fast, a lot of people also don't realize you're going to run out of film faster.
ching, ching, ching,
Yeah.
ching, ching.
It's going. So like literally to do high speed or slow motion, gosh, I would just digitally interpret it at this
Right.
point
Yep.
because man, it's so much more
But
expensive.
Matt, I don't want to be the know-it-all, and I don't want to be.
That's fine.
You don't
You
know
know,
anything, Mike.
and I don't want to be like the harsher. Be harsh.
But we've seen a lot. That's
but I'm
the
just
thing.
trying to like.
You're looking
and
out for them.
I am, and for 8 film, I mean, even with the Keystone 16 millimeter cameras, I'm like, run it at 16. You'll get more film out
Just
of
leave
it.
it there. Yeah.
You're not syncing this to sound. You don't have anything to worry about.
And if you don't have experience with the camera, just this is kind of the same piece of advice we give for stills, right? Lock it down.
Yep.
One lens, keep at the speed, get to know that film, figure out what your variables are first before you start changing everything.
Yeah, it's just like you said, by the time the film comes back from the lab, you're not going to remember what lens that was. You're not
No,
going to remember
keep
what
it all
speed you had
keep it all fixed.
Yep. So Matt, how
Yeah.
did you transition from a person shooting as a hobbyist
Yeah.
Monster. No.
Yeah.
to deciding that you're going to go semi-pro and take someone's money?
To the big
Yeah,
leagues.
love taking people's money. No, it was actually the most nerve-wracking experience of shooting film so far because I didn't initially intend for it to be this particular wedding. So we had 2 very, very good friends, which were tying the knot around the same time that one of them was moving permanently over to Germany. So it became
Great choice, by the way.
awesome choice.
100 support that 100%.
It became a not just a wedding shot on 16 millimeter. It became a international destination wedding shot on 16 millimeter film. No pressure. And they loved the analog look so much that they were hiring their good friends Laura and Matt to do 100% analog. So we did all the stills on Polaroid and all of the visuals on 16.
What do these people do for work?
Did they have digital? Was there a digital photographer there as well? Professional?
The uncle.
Okay.
Now, he's a professional, or he's just a guy with a camera?
Just do with the camera, but he's like semi-pro. He does like landscapes and stuff.
Doing.
He does, but he's also like classic old guy with a digital camera that looks at people shooting film like, why the hell would you do that? Yeah. Literally, the evening of the wedding,
you got film in there.
He delivered like 1,600 files to the brides, and they're like,
what am I doing with that?
Great, because it's basically video of the day.
He's not going to curate it.
Doesn't do anything, like there they are.
Most people can't curate their own stuff.
They don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is my gift to you. I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah.
You just gave me a job. What do you know?
Yeah, and it really is. So this couple, they're awesome, and they're really into the look. So they're millennials, age wise as we are. But
you and me, not Mark and Mike.
No. We're very inclusive gang here.
Pretty soon, like he's gonna get like served by like for being ageist. Are you Owen McCafferty? Yeah, you've been served. Mike Rasso's suing me.
Oh my god. But yeah, they were really into the film look, and they always heard me buzzing about whatever my latest thing was. I wanted to do some nice portraits on like 8x10. I'd showed them some of the 8x10s I'd done for some wedding formals years ago. So I really don't do a lot of weddings anymore. But if I do, Mike, they're on my terms. You know, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna shoot film. So I pitched the idea to them because they do like that look. They do like a lot of. One of them is a bit of a cinephile. She loves like older, slower paced movies. She used to volunteer at an art house cinema, so like they're really into that and appreciate it. And like that's the big thing. Not everybody needs this service, should have this service, or want this service. You know, it is a strictly worse service in a lot of ways.
Right. And it's risky, right? Like it's so many things that could go wrong.
I probably wouldn't have risked it if these were not good friends
right.
at first. It was a really good kind of like test bed for it. But to say test bed's a little disingenuous because I've already shot 4,000 feet of film prior to that, which, you know, that's a lot of footage to go through. So the plan was that I was going to bring enough film so I could deliver a finished 2 to 3 minute trailer, which really even digital weddings for video, you know, the only people that want to see the whole dang thing are the parents. Everybody else wants to see the highlight. And if they watch 60 seconds, they're doing them a favor, you know?
So you needed to deliver 2 minutes and 2
minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. So yeah, about 2.5 minutes on average.
How much footage did you shoot?
So total? Wishful thinking, I wanted to be at a 5-to-1 ratio, which is your raw footage to your finished footage. I went a little bit more generous than that, and I ended up shooting. I brought 1,200 feet of film. I only ended up shooting 700 feet of film, which 700 feet is about 21 minutes.
Okay, I was gonna say but that's good for people to know. Might want to go pro. Like your client might say, "Oh, I want a 5-minute video." You can't just bring like 2 cartridges of Super 8.
You're screwed. Right. Yeah. So you generally...
you're not going to get every shot, right?
You will never get every shot. You will run out of film. Oh my God, timing so that's the other thing. If I didn't know the timing of the film, because the other thing was I wanted to keep this kit relatively handheld. So the nice thing about the Area is it's pretty self-contained. It's hefty, but you're able to hold it.
Almost like a camcorder.
Yeah, and it actually has a mount that looks like Tiny Tim's crutch.
Yeah. Has one.
And it just like fits around here and goes underneath. So that will give you a little bit more stability all day. Running around with sticks can be tough. I did that for the ceremony just so I could use a longer lens. But I plan on running around all day. But to do that means I'm running in 100-foot mode. The Area can take 100-foot loads naturally, or you can add on the bunny ears to get 400-foot. 400, I think going forward, I know I talked to you about this in private, Mike, but like going forward, I'm probably only going to shoot something that takes 400s.
Okay.
So I can bring 2 400-foot reels and do the same job, and it's much more convenient. Much less chance of running out during critical moments.
Yep.
Because the only downside about the whole Area S that I will say is it is a little bit more skill intensive to load that camera on the fly. And if, again, had I not run through 4,000 feet of film through that thing,
you'd be sitting there fumbling.
You can't fumble when they're reciting
walking
vows.
Down the aisle, right? Yeah.
So I literally ran out midway through vows.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
but I reloaded before an I do, and it was fine.
You need to get a second Ari.
I already have one. It didn't go with me.
Or a AC, assistant camera, who's like loading magazines. Or
yes, and that's normally what any proper good set will have, is someone that's wrangling the accessories for you, meter, changing bag, all that stuff. So, but I was
focusing
just like,
your lens. Yeah, this guy's turning into Martin Scorsese over here.
Exactly.
But yeah, I wish I had a union guy pulling focus. Oh my God, those guys are amazing.
Done that experience with 16 millimeter. If you switch over to Super 8, oh my God, it's a dream.
It is.
And I have started to try to, I'm like convincing myself it's okay.
It is okay.
It is okay.
It's okay, man.
Just get the focus. If you get
that's what's getting harder for me. So I actually do like the Arri because it's about as difficult to focus as my Hasselblad, because they're about the same age. Mm-hmm. My OG Hasselblad and that are around early 50s.
Does it have a split front? Does it have a?
No, mine just has the old matte screen. And same with the Arri. You can buy screens for it, but again, because it's in the door, it's $2,000 just to see a little bit better. Like, no, like I'll screw it. But on Super 8, those viewfinders are like, they're a little rough. Even that Nizo is like, God, is my vision going? Has the focus changed? And then I look at the footage and I'm like, okay, it has changed, but geez, that's very slight. So I'll just shoot in brighter scenes and not worry about it. Because if that thing goes wide open, like I know I'm not going to hit focus. But some other stuff that was like not pitfallish, but like things you don't see coming is like, one is calculating out your footage, get a shooting ratio. If you're good with your camera, you can maybe do a 5-to-1 ratio, which is, again, you're bringing 5 times as much film as the finished product that you need. And if you're not sure, it's 10-to-1. Yeah. 10-to-1 is kind of college shooting ratio. Oh, it makes about as much noise.
But like when you're shooting a wedding, when you say 10-to-1, I mean, there's some things that are happening you can't replicate. Like it's happening. It's like shooting news.
It is, yeah. You do not get a chance to restage it. This was a relatively small affair. It wasn't in like a big church or anything. So there was some wiggle room and some BS room where I'm like, hey, can you go over into that again? But for the most part, the whole idea was to make it look like a home movie. And the second they saw that footage, Mike, just the stills from it, they started crying. They were like, this is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
So
they all of it was worth it. 50% of marriages end in divorce, right?
Well, they're still in the honeymoon phase. Oh, towels.
That's it, folks. Good night. Good night.
Did Mike spill his coffee?
I did. Sure did.
Let me tell you about crumbs.
Forget about crumbs. What about coffee? Because we're
still yapping.
Literally, I spilled coffee and I just disrupted everything. Hello, 1, 2. Now
we good?
Yeah, folks. Right. Literally, I spilled a cup of coffee. None of the gear got damaged, but like it just pooled everywhere else. So we had to just run for towels.
I'm glad it was you.
Exactly.
Because if it was one of us,
any of us, no,
kicked off.
We'd be forbidden. No more liquids.
And in that interim, Leslie Lazenby's now here. Hi, Leslie.
Well, hello, everyone.
So we're going to wrap up anyway.
Okay, great.
But anyhow, Matt, your experience, Matt's transition to shooting movie film with clients.
Yes.
That's pretty exciting.
It's so much fun. And I will tell you, folks, it was the most nerve-wracking 3.5 weeks of my life because, I had to, I mailed the film ahead of time. So I had some film mailed from New York to Germany. It was waiting for me there. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my Polaroid ahead of time. So I had to fly through TSA with 200 sheets
of 600 speed film.
600 speed Polaroid. And that was fun, but TSA was pretty cool. And then from there, I had to, verify the film. I had to make sure, fingers crossed that the weather would match up with what I predicted on the film. So I traveled with 600 feet of 200T and 600 feet of 500T. That's how I kind of played it because I knew there was going to be some indoor segments. Mm-hmm. Why 200T? Because I already have a really good, trusty 85 filter, a daylight filter. So I can always make it a 125 speed and shoot in daylight, whatever. And that's what I did for most of the day. But then as soon as we went inside, I could rip that off and get a little bit more speed. And then there was a couple scenes in a very elegant but dark area with my little light LED light bar that I could make work with 500T basically wide open. And I was pleased to hear from Dave, the colorist, when he called me saying, "Hey, these indoor shots look great." I'm like, "Oh, thank God."
That's a high compliment.
Yeah. So it was.
Hey, did you have to film the consummation of the marriage, or?
I didn't. That's an extra service.
Is that 500T thing? I would use 500.
You know, we actually shoot that with a 20-to-1 ratio. Yeah, but the experience, Mike, was great. I actually another extra thing that I had was I looked ahead of time to places that would process the film, because thankfully in Germany there's still a good little filmmaking industry. Mm-hmm. One of the labs I was looking at, between the time I found them in July and went there, they stopped doing 16, so I had to. It's fine. It allowed me to rent a car and drive the Autobahn. I got to drive 5 hours on the Autobahn to Berlin to drop off my film at Andeck Cinegrell. Woo! Easily one of the largest labs in Western Europe, Mike. The place is amazing. And you know what? They know who we are, because they have customers that bring in FPP film. They're like, "You're the crazy guys that are doing 888." They know us. It's so cool. So when I went in, I got into Berlin and waited at the door. And like, this was clearly not a place that like, they've got like one intern at the front. But he was American.
Oh, was he?
So yeah, he's from like Kansas.
Oh, that's Berlin.
It's kind of cool.
Like
everybody's from there. And he was like, "Oh, wait, this says you're sending it to FPP." He's like, "Do you know any?" I'm like, "I am part of FPP." It was really because he hadn't listened to the podcast, but he knows of the product because he sees the sticker on the cartridges and the reels and stuff. He's like, "Yeah, those cans are weird. They're not marked."
Anything double perforated 16 millimeter or 888.
Yeah.
It's FPP because no other company makes those perforations.
So, but it's so cool they know who we are. But because they know who we are, and their professional colorist there knows who we are, I got a tiny little tour of the finishing over at Andeck while I was there. Of course, I wasn't like waiting on the film. There was still some turnaround time, but Mike, they have an insane system. I mean, so Dave has an awesome setup with FPP and the laser graphics and the DaVinci, but what they have at Andeck is insane. They have this crazy scanner. It's called a Scanity. It's an 800,000 euro scanner, and it will do like in really crazy resolutions, DPX scans at speed. So like literally it's rolling so normally when you scan film, it's actually moving slower than its actual rate, because it has to do, it has to do like finer color valuation and get through the density. This is just like rolling through, and it's getting the full quality. Yeah, it's crazy.
Showing up the FPP. What's going on?
That's right.
But their service is a little bit more expensive too. Turnaround was pretty good. It was nerve-wracking because now it's in a different country. I'm already in the States. I don't know if anything came out. They sent the film right to FPP, and then folks, the day FPP got it, I got a call 2 hours later. It's scanned.
That's right.
Not everybody gets that.
No, but it was. But folks, it came out. The happy couple is still happy. They're happier now that they have a short film in hand, and I can't wait to do the next one.
Matt, this is a big success story because, like, literally, as I explained to you with some customers who went overseas, shot, and then made a camera error. I mean, it could literally end in.
Oh, you were telling me all the nightmare stories. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay.
It could like ruin your life for it could like break you.
Yeah.
Spiritually from the perspective of as a shooter.
Probably financially too.
You know?
Yeah. And again, it goes back to what we were talking about with Trev on the other episode. Like, when you do, do you have a contract and a terms of service?
I have a contract, and I did have some contingencies in place. I had an emergency rental booked and ready in the event that I did have some sort of breakdown. Yeah. So like,
you or the camera?
Both. But mostly the camera. Initially, I was going to go the rental route. I was telling you, Mike, I might do that. But what ended up happening was the cost of that rental. I basically made it, unless it was something was broken, I wasn't going to go that route, because by the time I did the rental, the insurance for the rental for international coverage is actually more than the rental itself. That's why I ended up that road. So what was a small hassle for me to haul an extra backpack, pales in comparison to the $4,000 it would have been just to have a day rental.
And that's you have insurance policy here that covers you over there.
No, I had to buy a rider.
Yeah. Germans are obsessed with insurance. They have personal
There's insurance for everything.
For
every possible thing. Yeah.
If you go into somebody's home and you start talking about insurance and they find out you don't have personal liability insurance, they're like, how are you?
How do you get around? Yeah. You
Most
should go home right now.
Personal liability insurance if I knock over a vase in your house or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's
right. Or a cup of coffee all over a bunch.
But yeah,
of
you do have to treat it like a business, unfortunately, which means eventually you have to price it like said business. But the good news is, unlike other parts of my film photography addiction, this came to a net zero much quicker than anticipated. Which we can't say that a lot. So I'm happy that it could go that way.
For everyone out there listening who's like, that's what I want to do. I want to turn my hobby into a business. What would you offer them as far as how to get started?
Well, so if you want to go down this route, shoot a lot first, and get to the point where you know you're getting something out of it. Like by the time you are in my opinion, by the time you're taking someone's hard-earned money for it, you need to be able to almost guarantee that what you're envisioning is going to come out. And if you can't articulate that and project that to the customer
with confidence,
you're not ready to be doing that because you have to know enough about it to outline what the pitfalls and challenges are, write that down, and make sure that your customer knows that.
And make sure that you have a business plan.
Yes.
So often when I worked retail, everybody in the county wanted to start their own photo studio. Skilled or not in photography, it didn't really matter. That took a lot of them down, but it was rare that anyone succeeded. They had no idea about the business end of it.
That would be a great topic for a show. Is come in.
Scary. Those outside.
I thought it was on the window. Yeah.
What do you got in your purse there, Leslie? But that would be a good topic for a show, business basics for photographers.
It would be, because every meetup we go to, there's always an aspiring or new, I just opened my photo lab in a closet. No, hey, I just did this.
You know what?
Hey, I just did that.
The biggest, I'll give a free tip right now.
Free tip.
Everybody wants to buy every single thing known to man to make it happen, when that is not how any of the people that are still in business are doing it. Yep. They're going to rent everything that isn't bolted down and then only buy what is absolutely necessary, whatever they're sick of renting.
It's back to what Leslie just said. It's a business plan. It's understanding, if you buy equipment, and in some cases it does make sense to buy it because if you can depreciate it, that helps your books. So
books.
But
who keeps books?
Exactly. Right.
See, that was a lot of them.
Right. And that's what I mean. I think people need to know the base, like a business 101.
Mm-hmm.
Man. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. So the smallest part of it, Mike, is this technical stuff, is the camera stuff. The camera stuff should be so secondary, tertiary to everything else. Some of the best, especially if you're doing, very customer-facing things, very service-based like weddings. I'm not doing a ton of weddings. I don't like doing a ton of weddings. I won't say no to but you just have to have that good customer experience, and that's so much more of it than any of this camera stuff. The camera stuff's gravy, it's nice, but it's such a small part of it.
Yeah. Well, good. Hey, folks, podcast@filmphotographyproject.com. You have a question, comment, want to just send us a message.
If somebody wants to hire you, how do they get in touch with you?
They can go to Marrash, MARRASH.com, and they can check out the new services section of my website, which will have my fill out form for commercial services. And I guess I'm going to have to add a weddings page because I've got 2 more next year.
Yeah, wow. And use coupon FPP.
I think Matt, folks are going to be flocking to hire you to shoot their whatever their event is.
Yeah, maybe you could put some of the footage.
Okay, well, we're going to go because we have to record more shows.
That's right. Get out of here, folks.
Hey, we're going to see you soon. And, of course, Matt, I'm going to be... Everyone, I'm going to be... The new music is going to be from the Meadowland Showcase Archive.
Ooh.
John Fideli and I shot bands from 1988 to 1994. Some I could find. Some have no trace. There's no digital imprint of them. Like, what do you call that when you look someone up and it's like they never were on the web?
Yeah. There's no digital footprint.
No digital footprint.
What I would call that is I'm jealous.
Wow.
Take me back.
Right, take me back to a time.
So bands like The View. Okay, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Today's the day I find my way. Distant places, familiar faces. Time has changed us, rearranged us. Today's the day I find my way. Children sing and blossoms spring the scent of sweetness through the air, but they don't care. They've had their share. Heading north, I'm moving forth. Raise my power for every hour to equalize and mesmerize. Distant planets turn to gray. Today's the day I find my way. Distant places, familiar faces. Time has changed us, rearranged us. Today's the day I find my way.
all in the past now.
Yeah?